With his intuitive mentoring and strategies that help businesses succeed, Mark Howard trains business owners to be successful. If you want to grow your business fast, then keep listening. If you want to grow it even faster, in less than 3 months, then visit www.MarkHoward.coach. And now, here is your host, Mark Howard, digital business mentor, author, and psychic medium.
Good day. In this episode, I am going to show you how you can get the best from your Facebook adverts. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about how you actually create the adverts, but I will give you 5 top tips to make your advert stand out, and more importantly, bonus tip that you should be avoiding when you're doing your Facebook adverts.
If you're enjoying Mark's podcasts, then why not share this episode with your friends and family on social media so they can also get access to great business marketing gold content.
One of the issues potentially around Facebook adverts that a lot of businesses shy away from, especially small businesses, is the potential for the cost, the implications around that. Now, the cost implications can be high, but if you're clever about it and set a daily budget, you can get your clicks down to as little as like 2 pence a time, so it's worth considering. But one of the important benefits about Facebook advertising in particular, above everybody else, is the ability to be able to really target your demographics. So rather than just targeting from an area or location or male or female, race, whatever, you can actually target even further down. You can target down to likes, dislikes, even statuses. So for example, a wedding planner might put out an advert targeting people who've just changed their statuses from being single or in a relationship to being engaged. Because if they're engaged, then surely at some point they're going to be looking to get married. So from that point of view, Facebook adverts really does help businesses. Now, I'm not going to get into the efforts about how you put this together and the best ways to do that. If you want to know those types of things, you really need to get in touch with me, and I can take you through one of my power hours and we can actually do that together. But what I want to do is take you through 5 top tips that are really going to help your Facebook adverts stand out from the crowd. Plus, I'm going to give you one bonus tip as well on something that you shouldn't be doing. No, I said that you shouldn't be doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off. The first thing you're going to do is with your headline. That's the headline of your advert. This really has to stand out. Now, too many people really skim over this and they just put any old thing down. Now, depending on your product or service, you really want to put down something that's going to make people stop and look. Maybe ask a question. Is this affecting your life right now? Or put in something that's going to really make someone stop and look at what you're doing. You've got to make them take that 2 seconds before they start scrolling down. The headline should be the most important part of your advert, so it's worth looking around. And there are headline generators online that you can use. And of course, you can use a system called Jasper.ai, which I mentioned in the past, which has a headline generator system in it, which I actually use for some of my Facebook adverts as well. It's very, very good. You can just put in details of what you're looking to do, and it'll generate an eye-catching advert for you. So it's worth looking into. So that's got to be your first thing that you're going to be doing. The next thing is what you want to be looking at is you need to state the benefits of your advert, what it is that you're going to give the person when they're looking at it. Too many people overlook this as well. So what I mean by this is you need to capitalize on the ways a customer will improve his lifestyle or their lifestyle by making the purchase from you. Will they increase their business profits by 50%, for example? Say this in the opening statement of your advert right at the top as well. Make sure people understand what is the benefit of them buying from you or buying this particular product or service. Don't go into the features of the product itself or your credibility at this stage, because quite frankly, people aren't interested. What they want to know is, this product, how is it going to help me? And that's what you're going to be putting at the top. So that's the next thing. State the benefits. Thirdly, paint a picture. It sounds strange, but if you actually paint a picture with words, is what we call here, almost give a story, if you can, behind the product or the service, of why you've used it, or maybe how it's helped you in your business or how it's changed your life. These things will really help sell the product or sell the advert to them as well. So you've already caught them the headline, you stated the benefits to the person, and now you're going to tell them the advantages, why they should be taking this and why they're going to be using it. And like I said, take them on a journey. in this point, you want to be using bullet points as well. Maybe have 3 or 4 bullet points and use emojis if you can on those. But having 3 or 4 bullet points, just lay them out and have that put in place will really help sell the idea to the person before they've even clicked on the Learn More button or the Buy Now button. That's what you've got to get them to before they get to the next stage. Remember, your adverts are really there to get them to go to where you want them to go. Now, 9 times out of 10, this will be a website page or it'll be a download. That's the next thing you've got to take into consideration. The fourth thing you've got to look at is your call to action. Now, your call to action really is what it says. What do you want people to do when they've seen your advert? Now, Facebook gives you a limited number of buttons that you can use, things such as Watch Now, Fill in a Form, Learn More, Buy Now, that type of thing. The one that seems to do the most, or seems to really turn over the highest proportion of click-throughs I have found personally, is the Learn More button. Because you're not actually committing someone to do anything other than finding out more information about what you put on there. Sometimes the Buy Now buttons might work, specifically if you feel that your advert's done enough from the selling point of view. But trust me, most people aren't necessarily ready to buy now. So what you want to be doing is give them like a Learn More. Just take them to a web page where they can actually get more information, be it a video, breakdown, or even a podcast about the product or service itself. The last thing you want to be looking at is the image as well. So sometimes people put up product images, that type of thing. But if you haven't got an image per se for that particular service or idea, then maybe what you should be doing is putting up an image that's a little bit more eye-catching. And the top tip here really is to keep it as simple as possible. And the less words you have in it as well as possible. So keeping it really basic and simple really seems to help. So from an image point of view, what you might want to do is just literally have a single image with a plain background in it, or have something that's a little bit wacky that makes someone stop to see what's going on, that type of thing as well. The interesting thing is, if you want to use words in an image, and like I said, if you're using an image and words, I tend to keep the word ratio down quite low because, again, Facebook don't like too many words on an image. So what I tend to do, for example, is maybe quite literally just use the words. Now, one example of this is actually with a client of mine. Asked me to do an advert for earwax removal. So literally I put up, it's just literally just a blank white background with black writing on it that said earwax removal £65. That's literally what I put up. But that one advert generated nearly £2,500 worth of business. So it doesn't necessarily have to be too complicated. It just has to be eye-catching enough. And sometimes people go over the top or make things a little bit complicated with their images. And that tends to be the reason why people don't stop to have a look at the advert. So finally, picking up on the last bit, I said there's something you shouldn't do with your posts, in particular on your Facebook business page. And I've seen people do this all the time and they come back quite despondent when they've done this. And I said, you shouldn't have done it in the first place. And that is, you should never ever boost a post. Now, that might sound daft, it might sound stupid, you might say, but surely that's going to get our brand out. It would definitely get you out there. You would definitely get noticed. I mean, on average, the average boosted post will get you anywhere between 10,000 and 20,000 people actually viewing it. But the return will actually be little or zero, and that's what you're going to look at. You might get 1 or 2 page likes out of it, but if you spend £20 and you only got 1 page like out of it, was it really worth the money? The person hasn't bought from you. All they've done is like the page. And quite rightly, they could unlike it later on anyway. So my top tip really is, if you want to boost posts, don't. I'd rather you went back and start looking at your adverts. Start looking at retargeting adverts. That's something completely different, but start looking at retargeting adverts. And these will really help boost your business online. Remember, if you like my podcasts, then please do share them out to people. They're all designed to help you, help other business owners alike, just to get the most from their online marketing and to get the best that they can from online marketing as well. Also, if you have done any adverts on Facebook and you'd love to let me know how that went, rather than just to tell the world, let me know as well so I can tell the world on your behalf by putting a comment below in this podcast as well. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear of your failures and your successes. Failures and successes, because the failures will also allow us to learn so we can always move forward. Have a fantastic week, whatever it is you're doing, and I hope you enjoyed this extra piece of marketing gold.